We're getting run over with fun and excitement at the Fall Classic Jamboree at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. And right now out there on the show and shine area, let's check in with Army Armstrong.
People from all over the country come to the Jamborees to have all kinds of fun. Manufacturers Midway features the latest of everything from the brand new Fords you can buy to all the aftermarket specialties, but still no Jamboree would be complete unless everybody went cruising.
And of course, Army, some folks like to cruise in the tough truck competition. Now, this guy said he always wanted a fiberglass front end on his Jeep. And after this upside-down excursion, he might finally get one. Well, the four-wheel Jamborees are part of the Special Events Performance Series featuring a weekend of four-wheel fun for the entire family. Visit the manufacturer's Midway or check out the Show and Shine competition. For more information on these events, contact the Special Events Promotion Company here in Indianapolis, Indiana. And we are set for round 2 competition. There is Todd Frolick in the Rampage Dodge. And he will go up against Pam Vodder's Boogie Van.
Now, you got to remember, Frolick already has one win this year. Vodder's, God love her, she is just doing everything she can just to put a win down. She's in the lane that hasn't done that well. She's having motor problems. It's just... her luck's just kind of gone gray on her right now. She needs to turn it around. But I guarantee you, Todd's not going to give her an inch because he knows this girl can drill him anytime. Both of them going into the lights, Gary. She moved first, it looked like.
Yeah, it's the horsepower, though, that got it for the Rampage.
She was doing her job. She was driving that truck. A 491 is a good number for the Rampage. So the Dodge boys have found what they've been looking for all year long. That's the ability to get it down the track straight, not to get DQ'd. If you watch the starting line, you notice how the truck settles down in no man's lane. You don't see any big wheelie anymore. It's all four on the ground and going forward.
So once again, the Dodge boys are players here at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. Todd moves on.
Well, you guys have been telling people all year long, if we can keep the front ends on the ground, we can win races, we can win laps. That's exactly what you're doing.
Oh, I mean, we know these Dodges are fast. We got a lot of good sponsors on board. Viper, you know, RCI has been helping us out with our safety equipment. We just got to prove to them we can run the trucks. I think we're doing that right now.
And now we take a look at the Stinger with Eric Meager, who will finish second in the Penda Points Championship this season. And he'll take on Mark Hall in the Executioner. And there's a look at Mark Hall.
You know, a moment ago in the interview, they were talking about the sponsors and everything. You look at the decal on the side of these vehicles, and all these people help in some way or form for these guys to race. So if you see the decal on television and stuff, tell the manufacturer, support the product. You know, that's what makes it work. That's why they support these guys. It's for the exposure. So if you see a decal, spend some money with that person. It helps everybody.
This is factory backed against privateer.
Yeah, but when the light goes green, the finish line doesn't know that.
This time it's going to be a close one, but Eric Meager takes it. It was close through no man's land. A 490 for Eric Meager.
Hall was right there with him, man. He made a move with that Chevrolet. But what you're going to see in a replay is watch Hall closest to us, how he bounces right here. That's what cost him. The Ford had all four touching, and he was hooking to the other end.
Oh, that's where the suspension and the chassis will have to work in tandem with horsepower. You need to settle that chassis down and make sure all four wheels are digging into that second group of cars.
Exactly right, Gary.
So Eric Meager will move on to the semis, and there is a look at Kirk Dabney in the Overkill. And Kirk, of course, will have to stage against the big blue Ford.
He is the only truck to win out of the left lane all weekend long. We told you earlier how we did it. And he's still up there grinning ear to ear right now, I guarantee it. Dan Runte knows that Dabney's going to be tough with him. Like I told you, Dabney's an interesting fella. He does custom fabrication. He'll build a lowrider truck for you. He'll build a specialty street truck. He's really big into street trucks and sports trucks. Meanwhile, Dan Runte is a full-time monster truck driver, what he does for a living.
Dabney, of course, has that left lane. There's the right lane at Bigfoot. Dan Runte won 8 straight events this season. And, of course, Lady Luck at that point looked the other way. He's had a terrible run the last 3 outings.
Yeah, but when you know you're going to be national champion, hey, I'm already starting to look at color TVs and stuff like that if I'm in his shoes. Remember, let's see what Dabney does this time, because, like I say, the last time he tricked the starter into starting the race when he wanted to. Now, Dan Runte knows the trick, too. He's going to go in slow, I'll guarantee you, in the starting line. He's going to make the starter think about his truck, not the Overkill truck.
Well, of course, Dabney's staging a little late. Yeah, there goes...
Hey, move with him. You got a race, Gary.
Bigfoot by not quite a length of a truck at a 493. So Dan Runte will advance to the semis with that 493. As we look again, it was close at the tree, but in no man's land once again. It was all Dan Runte, and the Big Blue Ford wins by almost a length. So he goes to the semis, and he's with Army Armstrong.
Dan, if you're going to win the big one, the last race of the year, this is the one you got to go after, and everybody is coming after you.
Yeah, you know, everybody wants this race going out. Penda Point Series, the last race, like you said, Army. We're doing everything we can. We're just waiting on this round to see if we get lane choice or not. There is a little lane difference. Truck's working well. We'll just have to wait and see.
And what he has to wait to see is what's going to happen between Barefoot and Sampson. There was a look at the Sampson truck. There's Fred Schaefer in Barefoot. The Dodge against the Chevrolet. And Fred Schaefer has been awesome this weekend.
Well, you know, like I said, it's really interesting. The last race of the year, there are 2 events running in Indianapolis, and the Dodge boys went back to the basics. They said, let's just move weight. Let's don't try to outthink ourselves. Let's go back to where we were. Let's find the baseline. And it has worked phenomenally well for them.
And what has worked basically is putting the heavier tires up in front.
Exactly. You know, heavier reciprocating weight keeps the front of the truck down.
And it is Schaefer. Fred Schaefer will move into the semis against the Bigfoot truck. So interesting pairing. We'll have Dodge Ford in one pairing and Dodge Ford in the other.
What's so amazing about Schaefer is how the truck settles down. Now, we've seen him at this point in time in other races be so crossed up he'd be sawing the steering wheel. Today, it's like driving down a Kansas mile of flat highway, Gary.
We have seen Fred DQ'd on occasion for going out of bounds. He's pulled wheelies all the way through the no man's land, but he has it all hooked up here this weekend at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. Army, you're down there by the Christmas tree.
You talk about an exciting finish to the end of the year. These guys have been chasing these Penda points all over the country. They've been following that Christmas tree, but believe me, for 3 guys, there's not going to be a gift under that tree this year. Only 1 guy's going to go home the winner. How did it come out? It's real simple. We're down to 2 Dodges and 2 Fords. Factory Wars, what we're going to call this one. Who's going to get the present of the Christmas tree? You stay tuned. You're going to find out just like we are.
So it'll be the Rampage against Stinger and Bigfoot against Barefoot at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. We're coming back with the semis.